out and keep causing damage. So really, with some better control, Metalfenrir would have been able to take this battle, but it looks like he just got stuck there trying to run away, and now the mutas are out. See, I missed the spire here, but as soon as Eladimir sees all these roaches come out, he does the right thing, and he gets his mutas out as fast as possible. And I'm going to assume that he made that decision when he tried to send his Zerglings up the ramp, and he saw that Metalfenrir is just going pure roach, and the absolute right way to go is to try to counter those with Mutalisks. So I like this, and the mutas are going up and looking to stir up some trouble. But we see, unfortunately, in the production tab, we've got 7 Hydralisks that just popped out of their eggs. So that is going to cause a little bit of trouble for these 4 Mutalisks who are looking to pester these drones. Good placement, and a nice burrow here by Metalfenrir with those Hydras. So the first time Eladimir gets a chance to see these Hydras pop up, his mutas are in a bad position. So good play by Metalfenrir. I like it. I like the use of burrow. I really wish Eladimir would be using burrow a lot more. I feel like it gives you the edge in surprising your opponent, and it also allows you to kind of let your troops hide and regroup when they're damaged. Like, these roaches here are all but forgotten. Even though they came in, caused a bunch of damage, took down half of that hatchery, still there's no drones at this hatchery. Like, you know, they caused a huge loss because they had that burrow and the tunneling claws, and you know, Eladimir's just going, I guess mutiling is the strategy here, and he is getting a whole bunch of Zerglings piled up, and if these Zerglings, you know, turn some of them into banelings, you got a baneling nest, that'd be okay. Just for when those Hydras come out, he knows there's Hydras, and if you get a good burrow on with some banelings, it makes a pretty good defense. So, you know, I'd kind of pick an area like this here and just burrow a couple of banelings. Then you can see the guys coming up the ramp, and as soon as they are up the ramp, you can flank them with some banelings here. You got lots and lots of Zerglings here. So I think Eladimir could really put some more strategy into his defenses as far as Zerg goes, because it's really hard. You know, with the other 2 races, you just kind of wall off, and you can put in some cannons or bunkers and things like that. It's really obvious what you have to do for the defense. But when it comes to Zerg, you have to be a little bit creative, and having burrow and banelings can really be even more effective than bunkers and things like that, because burrowed banelings can just pop up and destroy half an army and give you a huge advantage. So, and especially because he's already got the banelings, he never gives them the speed upgrade, and I haven't seen him use any banelings since his original attack. So I think that's one thing, especially when he's got a mass of Zerglings, that he's going to want to use. He's going to want to keep using those banelings. Like, their effectiveness hasn't diminished. He's just kind of gone by the wayside. And you have 4 mutas here attacking this building hatchery. Just, I guess, making their presence felt, but he's not going to cause any real damage there with that. I think, you know, once you see it, you kind of just fly by. What you can really do with these is get scouting, and that's about it. When your Zerg opponent has a bunch of Hydras up, you're really just trying to keep these guys alive and see what you're up against, try and scout what kind of army they've got. So, I mean, they're flying around. He's trying to keep some map control, which I like. And, you know, if the mutas come upon these roaches here, they could do some damage. but he just kind of flies right by the roaches, completely ignoring them, where the roaches have no ability to defend themselves from the mutas. You could take some pot shots at them, so it's kind of important to keep a close eye on that sort of thing. Like, I think he just flew his mutas back here, and if we check out Eladimir's cam, let's see what he's focusing on. He's still got a drone up. He's just getting this here hatchery saturated, and there's a big attack going on right now, and the burrowed roach is just still causing him a bit of trouble. But fortunately he's got this overseer here, and he's got so many zerglings, he's just waiting. And we can see, I mean, he can't really see how many roaches are there, but he knows that he can catch up and put a stop to that. So now here's another thing, like if he had banelings there, just, you know, 4 or 5 banelings, yeah, all of these roaches would have been down and dead by now. So again, just try and keep that unit combo in mind when you're, like, especially when you have them available in these sorts of battles. Zerg versus Zerg is it's one of those ones where it's really important to keep banelings around. Those hydras, it's tough to find any other unit that's good. I mean, once you start building up this many hydras, I think burrowed banelings are probably the best defense against that, is if you can catch those guys by surprise, because, well, I mean, you have a lot of zerglings here and a lot of mutas, but you know, you want to keep those bombs right in the middle. If you can do that, it really changes your chances here. Eladimir is getting really low on Vespene gas, and he can see that there's nobody here, and I would really like to see him expand in that direction down in that bottom corner, because he needs more gas coming in, and obviously he can't expand here. So but I don't think Metalfenrir has even gone in that bottom right hand corner, and Eladimir's had that zergling sitting there for a while scouting it out, so I don't see really the point in, you know, just sitting there waiting. If you could send a drone down, he's got 3,000 minerals. You can send a drone to just about anywhere on the map, start putting up hatcheries, and some of them might get missed. So we see a pretty good mass of mutalisks coming up here, and you know, there's no saturation at this, thanks to it seems like Metalfenrir has been concentrating so much on his micro that his macro is really, you know, fallen, and so these mutas are causing a whole bunch of damage. They're going to take out that hatchery easy before these guys are, before Metalfenrir's entire army is going to get back there. And secondly, I don't really see why Metalfenrir is sending all his roaches back to deal with this mutalisk force. Yeah, they got there, and I would like to see Eladimir take some pot shots and take out a couple of those roaches. But I guess he knows that right behind those roaches are going to be a whole bunch of hydras, and that's what's going to chase him out of here pretty soon. Although Eladimir is managing to keep all these hydras busy with the amount of zerglings he's got there, which is giving his mutas a chance to do some damage, but they're just not upgraded at all, and they're not doing a whole bunch of damage. I think the upgrades that Eladimir has been focusing on, yeah, he's got melee and ground carapace 1-1, and he hasn't upgraded his mutas at all, which I guess, I mean, in the light of how many hydras are now on the field, it's good, but like, he hasn't managed to do a whole lot of damage with his mutalisks, and so more of a mixture of forces. Like, his harassment is really good right here. He managed to take this out, and